Well, it's the premiership quarter, isn't it? The third quarter. In the last 50 years, the team that has won this quarter 39 times has gone on to win the grand final. It is the premiership term, the third. Let's see what happens. Can the Blues make a move, or will it be the Kangaroos? Quick kick by Harvey out of the centre. Massey's got to get his hands on it early. The ball eluded him, still eluding. Simpson, terrific tackle, Koutafidis. Little kick didn't go far. Good body work. Little give was good. Simpson loads it up, goes to full forward. Sexton's at the back, pushes it away from Welsh to Abraham. Winnie's going to stroll in and kick a goal. Terrific start for the Kangaroos.
And we'll see it on replay. Carey hasn't had a lot of kicks, but there's one deft little tap there that just pushed the ball back in front of his players. He knew they'd be there, the support runners front and square, and that is what has created this opportunity for the Kangaroos.
And have a look at the ease with which Winston Abraham strolls in. He just gives it he shows it slightly to Michael Sexton, who he's in a no-win situation. And he's almost half pace. He just jogs in and says, I'll slot this on the left.
Just what Carlton didn't want. But a magical start for the Kangaroos. The margin out to 26 points. Allen, Capuano goes again, the big man. Winston is lurking. Koutafidis tries to get out. Bell caught by McKay. Does get the hand pass away. An opportunity for Camporelli. His hand pass okay to Bradley. They need a reply now. They need their skipper firing. Goes wider again to Camporelli. Floats it way over the top. Lappin is a goal kicker. He's a long way out in towards full forward. Murphy from the back. Can't take the mark. Who's going to be first to recover? Archer got it out. An attempted soccer off the ground. It doesn't work. Martin a chance to clear. Can't do so at the moment. He goes again. He wants the boundary line. Now Murphy's in trouble behind play.
He may have done his knee, I think, Sandy. Went for the big fly, came down awkwardly.
Well, drama. We've got Murphy down. And that's what happened. Knee or ankle?
Knee.
That's the knee. Just have a look at it. Oh, gee, the foot gripped and the knee went.
In the meantime, Rice has the kick now. This is a big kick.
He's got to blow time out, surely.
He's taking the kick.
It's gone.
And who can blame him? What a goal.
That's a great kick.
Gee, they've lost a bit here with Murphy going down, I think. He was sensational as a go-to player in the first half with 15 possessions.
I am simply amazed at how they allowed that kick to be taken. We've got 6 trainers standing around Justin Melb, who's lying on the ground 10 yards out from goal. If it had been a poor kick, a contest could have formed right on him. I mean, look, that's right next to the 10-yard square, and that looks terrible. I mean, the right knee's just gone there.
Yeah, you'd be very surprised if that's not a cruciate ligament, medial ligament, and probably ankle damage as well, but his afternoon is finished.
So Carlton's resource is being tested now. Fraser Brown is on the bench. Adrian Hickmott is on the bench. Murphy obviously will take no further part.
Brown getting ready to come back. There's Hickmott with Franchina and Hogg. So a couple of taggers there with the bloke who's had a hamstring 2 weeks ago. Murphy's been so important, hasn't he, in that first half? Running through the lines.
Yep.
And I think it probably was you, Jared, that yelled out Murphy when the ball came in high. You or Jason, because you could see him coming.
Yep. But just going back to the free kick, as we watch Justin Murphy once again, this is a cruel blow to any athlete. And Justin Murphy now faces a good 12 months of rehabilitation, you'd expect. It's the classic way of doing a cruciate ligament when the foot's trapped by the ground and you're still rotating. But what a bit of there's always an element of luck in the deliberate out of bounds. We saw one in the second term. The Blues knocked it over the boundary line. Andrew McKay. We saw one there. Equivalent circumstances result in a goal.
And one of the reasons I think there, Jared, is Mick Martin made such good contact with the ball that nearly flew the fence off the fist, didn't it? I mean, unfortunately, there was nothing too subtle about the way Mick did it, and he probably needed to aim a little bit further up the boundary line rather than going directly sideways.
Fraser Brown is the player who's come onto the ground. Murphy being taken straight down into the rooms, and this huge crowd is booing and ahhing as they see a replay of the incident that has caused him to take no further part in this game.
Martin Pike's gone on to Fraser Brown, but Robbo, I noticed a change with Ellison coming on.
Any significance there, Jared? I mean, he's an experienced campaigner up against the youngster in Chris Massey, who you were very keen on appearing at the start of the second half for the Blues.
I'm not sure. Perhaps with Shane Clayton being a tagger, and he's the man that was taken off the ground, Dennis Pagan sees a chance that maybe Massey will just run ahead of the ball, and Brett Ellison will be able to push forward and become a goal kicker.
At 15 possessions, Murphy. The game will go on without him.
Sandy Rice, who kicked the goal, knows all about this, doesn't he? Dean Rice has had two knee reconstructions himself. He's playing his heart out in his 199th. Terrible scenes for Murphy, but the bottom line, the Blues stay in touch with that goal from Rice.
Yes, it was an important answering goal. Fraser Brown on the ground. We believe that at least Matthew Hogg and Anthony Franchina are fit enough, so Brown into the fray. No risks taken, maybe? Maybe there is. The kick forward by Bell in the area of Carey, punched away by Silvani, gathered by Rice, the kick across his body, out in the direction of Hamill, gathered by Nelson, hand pass to McKay. McKay, good kick, has found Allen, lurking at half forward. Little kick by Matthew Allen into the pocket, not good enough.
I don't know if Fraser Brown's the right option on the full forward line either.
Murphy going to the medical room. Martin Pike kicks the ball away from the left back pocket area, out towards the centre wing. Nelson, beaten for it by King, gathered by Bell, goes back to Stevens, his kick, squeezes a kick out of there. Abraham and McKay both fall over, but some tremendous running support by Manton. His kick into the pocket, punched away. Again, good defensive work there by Anthony Stevens.
Well done.
And he's going to be rewarded. Camporelli nearly onto him, but Stevens' kick is not all that good. He looks as though he's very proppy, Anthony Stevens, and Silvani marked. Got the ball away to Manton. Manton's kick towards half forward. No mark. It spills to Koutafidis. He can't break away. Can he get a kick away?
Camporelli in trouble.
Brilliant football. Hand pass goes wide. The Blues have got numbers. Matthew Allen kicks across his body to the front of the goals. No mark taken. The ball hits the ground. Beaumont beaten for it. On this occasion by Blakey. Nelson confronted by Pickett. Strong play by Pickett. He's caught with the ball. Brown the tackler. Ball spills to Ratton. Still Ratton. Now Lappin. Lappin, can he find some space? He does. He kicks the ball towards full forward. Still no mark. Matthew Allen working. Overtime. It's missed Camporelli. That would have been just rewards for Matthew Allen, who in that passage of play probably got 3 or 4 possessions, and it finishes in a behind to Carlton.
Capuano's in struggle, boys. He's in trouble. He's coming off the ground.
He is too. Scott Camporelli probably just had a little bit more time then. He didn't realise how clear he was. He could have taken a few more steps. Again, he kicked off one step. You really need to just balance yourself before you have your shot.
And John Longmire coming on for his first run.
Thanks, Dipper. King belts it out wide.
Here comes Cooter.
Koutafidis over the top, takes them on, leads back. This will be colossal. Simpson runs him down. Brown's got it too far.
He ran a mile.
Too far against Cooter. I reckon the next 5 minutes is now going to tell this match.
Game's up for grabs.
It's there now. It's 64 to 45. Good players are going down left, right and centre, and the Blues are trying to erode this lead. Big high kick by King. Abraham.
Kangaroos need Carey now to find the football.
Manton. They're starting to get through the corridor, the Blues. To Lappin is becoming very, very important. Beaumont running for him. Cooter could be the target. He kicks it to him. Can Koutafidis take a big one? Flies. A couple at the front. Ball to be won. Bell was terrific. At ground level. Off the side of Stevens. Trying to get a handle on it was Longmire. Well done, big horse. That'll settle him down. Gets it to Simpson. Simpson to centre half forward to Scholl. Terrific kick. Christou did well though. Got free
Push
kick.
out.
Free kick to Scholl was the only thing that Ange could do. Carey and Silvani are in the goal square. Yep. Not much
One hand in the middle of the back.
Carey goes now. Scholl kicks it out wider towards the pocket to Welsh. Got through his legs. Sexton gets back. Little gift to Silvani. They're close to the line. Silvani playing the percentages. Bradley was good to Sexton. Sexton wide to Lappin. Lappin can't quite within Pickett. Lappin and Pickett important bit of play. Pickett keeps it in. Still Pickett. Terrific stuff to Allison. Allison kicks to Welsh. Can't quite. Nelson's got him. Terrific.
Nelson gives it to Bradley. Bradley steadies and he goes from half back. Big mark at the back. This is the man who's got to stand up. Cooter was sensational last week and he's threatening to do it again. Here's the youngster in Chris Massey looking towards half forward. Big pack of players. Whitnell was in front. Couldn't take it. Martin in front of the pack. Does the roving and wobbles it wide. The race is on. Leading is Shannon Grant. He's kicked 3 goals in this game and has been sensational, but he's got to beat a couple here. He does well to get it away from Nelson. Opens the door for Bell. He soccers off the ground over the top of Manton, who's first to recover. Gives it away towards Bradley. Bradley finds Brown. He's on centre wing. Goes inboard. Here's a chance now for Ratton. Ratton can go. And he does, onto the left foot, in towards half forward. Plenty of holding on. Play on. They do.
Free kick. It's a free kick.
We'll see it come back.
Might be a goal.
Play on.
He's going to pay it. The advantage has been paid. Carlton have kicked a goal through Beaumont. And Carlton just have the momentum at the moment.
Well, let's take a look at David King. He is looking for petrol tickets. Anthony Koutafidis has still got plenty in store. I reckon the Blues are in the box seat just at the moment.
They certainly are. I mean, they have a little bit more system when they go forward, whereas the Kangaroos are just bombing it, hoping for Carey to take a big mark.
Capuano warming up. He's bandaged up. Oh, gee, I've seen bad racehorses with more bandages on than Matthew Capuano. The bounce back at the centre. And some pressure now on the Kangaroos. Koutafidis trying to lift. Bradley leading magnificently, Craig Bradley. That kick, not good. Marked by Bell. Lappin's got him. Hand pass by Martin, out wide to Lappin's immediate opponent in Pickett. Pickett kicks the ball towards full forward. A big mark. Big man, big presence, Corey McKernan. And he'll shoot for goal from about 45 metres.
Well, I think this will be the man they're looking for up forward. They'd be pretty happy with the matchup on Glenn Manton. I mean, Corey's certainly got a distinct height advantage. And probably grounds for a 50-metre penalty when you have a look at it. He's certainly thrown him to the deck after he'd taken the mark. But they need this, the Kangaroos. They need a steadier because they are really under siege at the moment.
It seems that when the two of them know they're together, that the front man just takes that role of blocker.
Yep.
And then whoever's behind comes over the top. But I still think even if this goal goes through, that the Blues have still got the running power. It's going to be a monumental performance for the Kangaroos to hang on.
Shot for goal by McKernan is a magnificent kick once again. He's got 3. 3 goals to Corey McKernan. And before he kicked his first, he'd only had a couple of kicks about halfway through the second term. He's having an impact on this match.
Yeah, we can just see him fighting his way to the front as Wayne Carey holds the pack at bay. And it's only his 5th kick, but more importantly, his 3rd goal. And a very important one for the Kangaroos. They need him to kick a couple more like this to give them a bit of breathing space.
Wayne Carey now moving to the centre, boys. And just keep you up to date with the benches for the Kangaroos: Capuano, Mooney, and Motlop, and also Shane Clayton.
Thanks, Dipper. 11-4 to 7-9. Allen comes in late. Carey's having a run on the ball. Dipper sent into the centre. Bell got it from Carey. Kicks it wide to Shaw with Christou. Well done, Rice, who I think has been terrific today. Wasn't he big in the last quarter last week when they made their move, the Blues? Plenty of time left in this premiership quarter. It's 70 to 51, a 19-point lead.
It's a big move, this one. Carey into the middle, gives them the legs, and it also allows McKernan to go to full forward.
Should Silvani go back onto him, Jared?
No, I think Silvani's got to go one out with Carey.
And Joe, they're working pretty hard to get Capuano back on the ground. He's had his left knee strapped up. He's just going through his paces on the boundary line here.
At the moment, Sauce is waving the runner out because he's matched up on Shannon Grant, so he's wondering just who he should be picking up.
Kuda with Carey while he's on the ball.
Yep.
Okay. Koutafidis, who's having an impact here. Kicks to Brown with him, Pike. Pike belts the ball to the line. Boundary thrown between half forward and centre wing. There's Capuano. So important in the first half, wasn't he? He probably beat Allen in the first half, I think it's fair to say.
Yep.
Longmire just got rid of Allen, belts it down towards Carey. Carey having to work here. Bradley takes it off him, one captain to another. And the Blues got some valuable territory there, about 25 metres.
But the wash-up is what you were after at half-time, Jason. Manton against McKernan deep in the square.
That's what you need. One out. All they have to do is get the ball down there quickly.
It's interesting that they've left Silvani on Grant for the moment. winning the tap. Allen, beautifully done. Camperelli can't get clear. Wonderful tackle there coming from Archer, I think. Belted back to centre wing. Harvey, Wright's with him. Wright puts him on the ground. Bell's got him. Bell's away with the bounce. Little low one to half forward. Welsh tries to half volley it. Sexton tries to take it away from him. Scholl holds him up. It's a ball up. It's 11-4 to 7-9.
It was a clever handball, wasn't it, Jason, of Harvey?
It certainly was. It certainly was. And good play from Welsh just then too, because the last time the ball came lowered him like that, he ran straight over the top. That time he at least trapped the ball, and it wasn't allowed to go rebounding back towards Carlton's forward line.
The Kangaroos midfielders, Sandy, just have to think about it now. They just can't bomb the ball long because they haven't got the tall at centre-half forward.
12 minutes left in this term. Scholl asked the question again, but there'll be another bounce.
Now Bradley's dropped back onto Shannon Grant.
Justin Murphy.
Silvani could push forward under these circumstances.
Murphy won't be taking any further part in this match. Don't worry about that. There's Camperelli. Next goal, absolutely vital. Martin gets a fist to it. Carey waiting down in front, needs someone going past. It turns out to be Martin. Allison has to run, and he does. The wobbly old bounce. He's going to go again. He goes to ground. The door opens for Silvani. He can't pick it up. Well done by Silvani. He's got him, and he'll be beat.
Silvani, inspirational stuff by Silvani.
That's why he's the fullback of the century.
Oh, terrible handball.
Wasn't for his handball,
It's got to
Sandy.
go back. That was no advantage.
He didn't play the advantage. He played play on, but
Actually, it was Chris Massey's fault. He had the back turn to Silvani.
All Brett Allison had to do was stand up, and he had 10 yards.
it looks like he's got the old jelly legs at the moment.
Didn't he?
Mackay, Massey and Camperelli combined. Down towards half forward. It comes off the chest of Martin to Carey. A little bit of time for the skipper. The son playing havoc with Simpson, but he's equal to the task. He takes the mark on centre wing.
Oh, good kick.
The Roos desperate for the next goal. McKernan
that's a free
taken
kick.
high. Welch, Motlop to goal. 20 metres out. He steadies the Kangaroos.
Well, at the moment it looks like the trump card for the Kangaroos could be Corey McKernan up forward. And even on that occasion, the only way they could stop him from marking the ball was to give away a free kick. A good decision by the umpire to play the advantage. He just gets dragged down over the neck. A good handball. I don't know if Shannon Motlop was quite expecting it, but he was more than happy once he realised he was running into an open goal. And that'll settle his nerves as well.
Well, the gap has increased from half-time by 5 points. It was 20 points in favour of the Kangaroos at half-time. It is now 25. Allen gets the knock. Taken away by Carey. The high kick. Knocked forward. Attempted knock on there by Simpson. Silvani and Welsh. Well done by Welsh. Slips over at the critical stage. Gets the hand pass back to Bell. Bell from a standing start. Kicks towards half forward. Umpire calls play on. Chance here for Mackay. Wasn't that tough, strong football. Out wide to Allen. Here's a good contest here. Longmire and Allen. Longmire, the fresh man. Back to Carey having an impact. Kicks the ball into the pocket. The ball spills to the front. Chance here for Harvey. Back to McKernan. Shrugs the tackle. Free kick off the ball. Will go to Dean Rice.
Headed for a throw, I think.
Robbo, Carey has had 10 possessions for the match, 6 of them in this quarter.
The last 5
And
minutes.
Silvani's followed him into the midfield.
Importantly, because his confidence certainly will grow enormously as a result of that. The ball at half forward for the Blues. Pike and Brown. Look away hand pass. Goes back to Bell. Bell into the middle. Mark is taken by Grant. Very important couple of seconds here for the Blues. Grant from the midfield. Goes towards the McKernan-Manton matchup. Good punch away by Manton. Ball falls back to the middle. Critical here that the Blues gather the ball. Hand pass. Finishes with Nelson. Bradley. Very much a creator from the midfield. Allen's got to hit a target. Left foot kick by Matthew Allen. Goes towards full forward. It's punched away. But back into the path of Silvani. Stephen Silvani. His kick. He looked for the distance. He got up and then underneath it a bit. The ball spills to the front. It's 4-2. The Kangaroos favour. And Carey gets the ball back to Simpson. And Simpson's short kick has been marked by Harvey.
Between half-back and centre wing. Carey having a huge influence. Silvani lost in the midfield at the moment, isn't he? It's either going to be forward or back, you'd think.
Yep.
Harvey short. Good to Grant. 3 first-half goals.
Starting to get a couple of touches again this quarter, Shannon Grant.
12-4, 7-9. They haven't broken the Blues back, but it's a good lead. It's a very handy break. Grant with plenty of penetration. McKernan. He's starting to become the big player on the ground.
Quick kick.
He goes on now. He's in a bit of trouble. The left foot, we can see Murphy there in the box, and Abraham's marked it. Well, he got himself into a bit of trouble there, McKernan, but everything he touches at the moment turns to goal.
Well, I think he was looking to get the quick kick onto Scott Welsh, who was running back towards goal, and in the end, he put himself under pressure when he had a bounce. He had to throw it on the left boot, and Winston Abraham was the quickest to react. And he took a tremendous diving chest mark, and we know what sort of kick this fellow is.
Big difference when they go forward. The Blues get it to half forward so often, it's belted away, isn't it, in a pack mark situation. The Kangaroos are able to quickly get through. And Winston, who hardly touched it in the first half, has a chance to kick his second goal of the term.
And all of a sudden, with Carey in the midfield, it's opened the Kangaroos forward line up and giving McKernan a real free rein.
He's so skillful, you'd reckon he'll kick it for sure. Steady as you go. Steady as you go. Winnie's kicked his second. And now they're away. It's going to be tough now. They've pinched a 5-goal lead.
Well, it was turning into a real arm wrestle this quarter, and the Blues were certainly holding their own, but, well, it's a masterstroke. Whether Pagan called it or the King called it himself, Carey moving into the midfield, it's made Silvani a little bit uncomfortable. He's picked up a heap of touches already, and McKernan is running rampant up forward.
Justin Murphy back out on the ground. Winston Abraham turns 25 next Tuesday. He may start celebrating early. Already 2 goals in this quarter. Longmire up against Allen. Abraham again out of the middle. A short little punch by Bell. Goes to right half forward. A couple of them can't take it cleanly. Scholl pushes it even further. Taken by Sexton. Carlton now. Desperate times. They need a couple smartly. Bradley. Big clash on the outer side.
Sandy Kudafe's now gone to full forward. Mickey Martin picking him up.
I think Mick Martin so far one of the unsung heroes for the Kangaroos. He has had an outstanding afternoon.
The 2 skippers clashing on that far side. Forcing the throw in. Longmire got a hand to it. Bell unable to get clear. Brown eventually steals it. Kicks up towards half forward. Courage shown by Simpson.
He's played
the pack.
He has played one heck of a game too.
He's had a heck of a season. He's been very, very good.
50-metre penalty against Kudafetis.
And Big Mick having a few choice words to say to him too.
Yeah, that's courage personified by Adam Simpson. Hasn't missed a game this season.
And you've got to say, Kuda could have cleaned him up a darn sight worse than he actually did. If you're going to give away the 50, you may as well put him out of commission for a while. I know it sounds bad, but if you're going to make that contact and take that risk, make him pay.
Simpson may still make them pay. It goes over the top. Into the pocket. Sexton gets a short kick. It won't sit for Abraham as he would have liked. Taken away by Beaumont across to McKay. Andy McKay's away. Up towards centre wing. Leading in the race is Aaron Hamill. Has to go again. Pike's got him. Look at the tackle of Martin Pike. But he's able to get it across to Rapp. Pokes it up in the air. This is one for Whitnell. And he was off.
Well, he played on.
He was off. And he's under pressure. Kicked it out of bounds on the full.
Why on earth? I just can't work out why he played on. Unless he was worried about giving away a free kick for the push out and he thought if I play on quickly, it'll be okay. But just no advantage to his side by playing on, unfortunately, for Lance Whitnell.
Chris Massey taken from the ground. Adrian Hickmott back on.
Down the ground, Mickey Martin will kick the ball close to the line. Gets about 45 metres. In front, Hamill couldn't take the mark. Ratton gathered here by Harvey. Harvey's left foot kick is a bit of a mongrel punt. McKay couldn't take it. At the full of the ball, Bell. Beautiful roving by Peter Bell. Lovely hand pass. Hand pass over the top. Came from Welsh to Bell. Bell's left foot kick into the pocket. It's swinging with the breeze to the advantage of Motlop. And then his little left foot kick is out on the full. Good pressure applied by Beaumont. So the free kick will be paid to Beaumont. He plays on quickly. Christou finds his target out wide. It's Nelson. Runs away from half-back. Looks down the ground. Kicks in the direction of half-forward. Martin in front. No good for Kudafetis, that kick. No penetration at all. And Martin safely between centre half-back and right centre wing has marked the ball.
Short to Blakey with some space now. Blakey loads it up, kicks it to half forward, not particularly well. Rice, McKernan, well done McKay, who stood up all day. Poor handball. We'll get a second crack, I think, to Lappin. Over the top, will it sit for McKay? Back to Rice. Gee, the Kangaroos will be happy. Pickett just kept at him all the way. The Kangaroos, it's all happening. I think Martin's got Kudafiti's frustrated for the moment. And the Blues have got some problems trailing by 5. Back to McKay. McKay whips it back in. Whitnell tries to get himself into the picture. Carey gets rid of Archer. That's not what they wanted. Off the ground by Whitnell. Little handball, terrific to Lappin coming from Canberra. Wonderful chase by Pickett. And then steaming through was Mickey Martin. Oh, that is terrific stuff. They're going to talk about that tonight. Archer a bit injured at the back. Simpson kicks to half forward. Wonderful grab by Welsh. It's all happening. Taking off his grab. And also Bell. The kick's a beauty to Bell. That could be the match-winning bit of footy. That could be the match winner at half-back.
And look at the players running over to Mick Martin to give him a bit of a pat on the back. He just took the bit between the teeth. He didn't care who was in front. Brett Ratton, Fraser Brown, two of the more experienced, and we know that they're pretty tough and good at tackling, but he just said, no, I'm coming through.
Pretty good by Pickett on Lappin too.
Yeah, great chase.
Just half a metre in that. He's nearly away to kick the goal.
Bell to give them a 6-goal lead. And he's drilled it home. It's another one. Well, Dennis Pagan didn't want to look at the tape from last year. He'll play that bit of play back time and time again.
The big problem now for the Blues and for David Parkin, it's not just where he's got problems out on the field. He's got to produce some attacking moves that will see the Blues realise some goals on the scoreboard. And now maybe it's the time to send Silvani forward. He's got to do something to kick some goals.
There's Carey and Archer clashing with one another, but what a difference 365 days makes. In 2 quarters last year, the Kangaroos booted 2 goals, 18. So far they've kicked 14-4, and I don't think they want to stop yet. Abraham
had a good
caught
turn
in the middle. Longmire gives it away to Mick. It's a fearsome sight, isn't it, to see Mickey Martin come screaming towards you with that balding head. But my, what a day he's had. Sexton almost through it. He goes again this time. The hand pass to McKay is off to Brown. Brown goes short and he's got Ratton. Ratton wants Whitnell.
Great kick.
That's better. Lance Whitnell, 35 metres out, 45-degree angle.
Carey back at the key half-forward position.
With just under 4 minutes remaining. The Blues have got to peg back at least a couple. They're going to have any chance of coming home. Whitnell from 40 metres starts it right. And it stays right.
Well, you'd think they need to make the most of their opportunities because they're not getting anywhere near as many as they were early on, and you just can't afford misses like that. It's been a tough afternoon on Glen Archer.
7-10. 17 effective scoring shots to 18.
Oh, he is an angry man, Glen Archer, isn't he?
Oh, he might be taking out him after the clash with his captain. Who knows?
Oh, good lead. Must use Harvey.
Simpson uses him. Brett Harvey's got it on halfback.
He led from half forward to get that ball.
Kurt has been released back into the middle of the ground. I think if the Blues are to get competitive again, they've got to kick goals in a hurry. And Kudafiti's plays his best footy, I think, in the middle of the ground if he's not playing in the key role of centre half-back.
Kangaroos prepared to soak up the seconds in the latter minutes of this third term. Harvey's long kick has been marked here by McKernan, unopposed. Pretty ordinary play by Carlton. McKernan from just forward of centre wing. Doesn't he kick the ball long distances? This is no exception. It gets to the full forward line. Oh, just falling over. Grant gets the hand pass back to Carey. Left foot kick by Wayne Carey is offline and out of bounds on the full. So the free kick will be taken by his immediate opponent, Stephen Silvani, and he goes short, finds Beaumont. Beaumont into the centre, very important here. Geez, missed his target. Scholl, turnover. Good punch from behind by McKay, gathered by Motlop. Back he goes to Pickett. Pickett's left foot snap is just He's chasing on the forward line. He's taking hand passes up there, trying to kick goals for his team, Byron Pickett. On this occasion, just missing. but they've got a comfortable lead, the Kangaroos. It is a 37-point advantage, close to three-quarter time.
What about the quarter from Peter Bell at the moment? He has had 14 touches in this quarter.
Scholl was the best flyer, belted it down, Bell
15.
15. Grant's kicked 3, Grant's kicked 3, Grant's kicked 4. Grant's kicked 4. Well, the premiership quarter, you betcha. You betcha again. 15-5 to 7-10.
Well, he's got to be pretty close now to the Nth Melb medalist, is Shannon Grant. He has had 3 outstanding quarters, and along with Peter Bell, Adam Simpson, and I think also Winston Abraham has had a very big third quarter, have really just given the Kangaroos the spark they were looking for.
We said it was a premiership quarter. Sandy, you betcha. It's 15-5 to 7-10.
6 goals to 2, and the Blues have been torpedoed with just under a couple of minutes left. The Kangaroos' defence has lifted. Their attacking zone has been fierce, and this is John Blakey playing in his 299th game. Ventures to the outer side. Christie comes over the top. Lappin tries to get clear. Could have been held. Shaw, the lightning hand pass was good to Harvey, who's had a field day. Bell had it spent early, but is able to regain it and go back to Harvey.
McKernan wants it long.
He's pumping through the middle. He's had a couple of bounces. They close in. He's forced to kick high, up to full forward. At the back is Silvani, and he's quite prepared to concede a behind with Carey closing in.
Pretty popular decision in front of the Nth Melb and the Kangaroos cheer squad, that one.
What chance have you got?
52 plays, 96.
And whilst we speak about those that have kicked the goals for the Kangaroos and the midfield stars, I think this premiership, if they go on and win, has been because of the defence of the Kangaroos.
And one of them is David King. Again, he sends it forward, but it's taken by Silvani. He finds Nelson, who thought about Mackay, and eventually does try and give it to him. Andy Mackay, a dual All-Australian player, All-Australian this year, after a fine season. But he's going to see a throw-in on the Kangaroos' left half forward flank area.
How good the double, Mick Martin and Glenn Archer.
Boundary throw-in, left half forward. Koutafidis tried to get the ball there to Nelson. He wasn't able to control it and eventually spills for a throw-in.
Clever tap by Shannon Grant to subtly post it forward too.
So 44 points the advantage now. It certainly is a big margin in favour of the Kangaroos. Manton trying to break away. Gets another chance. Bradley in the hot seat. Got his right foot to it. Kicked it out towards the wing. But Pickett, he's working overtime. Trying to control Matthew Lappin. It looked very dangerous for Byron Pickett in the second term, but he stuck to his guns. He's been an integral part of that vice-like Kangaroo defence. Sexton knocks it forward. King for the Kangaroos. Good mark taken by Christou from behind Craig Scholl. Got to get a goal out of this. Christou goes wide. Not bad either. Hickmott will take the mark. No, he dropped the sitter. Gets a second chance. Breaks away from Pike. Gets the handball. Beaumont running towards his forward 50-metre area. Goes for goal. Terrible kick. Scores are behind, but must have only just got through for that score.
At the moment, unfortunately, when they're going forward, the Blues, they don't have a target on the full forward line that's leading towards the player with the ball. And in the end, we saw Simon Beaumont on that occasion. He was looking and waiting, almost pleading for someone to lead towards him. And he just tried to kick it along in the end because he had no other options.
King kicks it as far as he can. He knows it's late in this third quarter. Allen the big fly, taken by Grant. Well, Grant with 4 goals to three-quarter time. Must be one of the front runners for the Norm Smith medal, but there are a lot of players out there at the moment for the best on the ground. In that quarter, the premiership quarter, the Kangaroos kicked 6-2. Justin Murphy, well, he must be so disconsolate. Bad luck for him. He was an important player. He's got a serious knee injury. Start of the final term, the last grand final of the century, and the Blues have got to create history here by coming from 7 goals behind. Bradley's kicked a half forward. A tussle. Pickett, terrific. Belts it out. Whitnell's had a dog of a day so far, the 20-year-old.
No.
He's going to get a free kick from nowhere.
That's just soft.
In a game that's been played in terrific spirit, where they've had a decent go at the body of each of their opponents, that was an average free kick.
Well, he has had a bad day. This huge talent, Whitnall, leading goal kicker of the club.
Great education for a young man. He's only 20.
He had a chance just before three-quarter time. He needs to kick this.
45 metres out. He's missed it. He's missed it. And when you look at that miss, another miss in the third, the Camporelli miss in the third quarter, they've had a few little chances. What about the bench for the Kangaroos, Dipper?
Yeah, Bruce, you've got Matthew Capuano, Mooney, Shane Clayton and Brett Allison.
He did put his foot over the line. This would be a brawler. Just slipped at the critical moment and the toe poked over the line.
And he knows.
I'll tell you what, the genius is those umpires. He was 35 metres away. He's picked a centimetre over.
So,
Jeez, it's almost like Wimbledon. They're checking the chalk mark now.
another opportunity for Carlton after the Whitnall miss. Maybe he can make amends. Maybe he'll be the man. The hand pass to Francina. It's high, coming back in towards goal. Might just about make it. Touched on the line for another behind.
And touched by Mick Martin. Has he made a mistake this afternoon?
No, he's been very good. He looked a little bit in trouble early when Hamill had some space, but unfortunately Hamill didn't get the service or the delivery he was looking for. But Mick's got better as the game's gone on.
Aussie, the Carlton bench.
Matthew Hogg, Justin Murphy, Fraser Brown and Chris Messi. And Justin Murphy's not only got ice on his knee, it's also his ankle, so two problems there.
And Bradley's got the ball. He gives it to Beaumont, who's a left footer. Sits nicely for him in towards goal. Smashed down in front that could result in a goal to Hamill. Beautifully claimed and taken to ground. The Kangaroos' defence has been sensational today, and again it was Martin Pike in the thick of things. Look at this. Look at those steely eyes and that vice-like grip. Hamill was going nowhere. Throw in. Carlton still attacking. And again, some rather pedantic free kicks have been picked up, and umpire Andrew Coates desperately trying to explain the reason that he gave it. He was the All-Australian umpire last year, officiating in his second grand final.
John Longmire, to add insult to injury, gets whacked in the head with the ball as it's been returned.
He's done a good job since he came on, though, John Longmire. Had some critical taps in the middle.
Allen then for his first goal, but not to be. It's away to the right. Will struggle for the distance as it's smashed defensively over by Glenn Archer and the boys. Another behind. 40 points the margin.
Oh, not much in it.
King again. This time to the outer side. Harvey waiting down in front in the true Rovers position. Kicks in towards the centre. Danger here. Real danger. Peter Bell gets clear. Could have been held. Motlop plays on. He's inside 50. Tries to poke it over the top. Puts Welsh under the pump.
Where's
he
the advantage
draws
in
it
that?
in. He may go.
Now, why wouldn't the umpire just pull it back after he saw that the handball wasn't going to lead to a clear advantage? I mean, I know they're able to do that now, and it has been done on a few occasions. Surely they should have brought that back and given it to Peter Bell.
Justin Murphy looking at a long-term injury and looking at playing in a losing grand final side. A double tragedy for him as Koutafidis gets a quick kick.
Well, the kick goes back towards the middle of the ground, and as we see Murphy in the box in the left-hand top corner, Blakey kicks the Kangaroos deep into the goal square. Koutafidis missed the mark. Gets it back, though. Kicks it out wide. Player on his own is Lappin. Can go down the ground. Must deliver with precision, and he does. Puts it out in front of Hickmott, and he's marked about 60 metres out. He kicks to a one-on-one back in the goal square, and well done, Whitnall. Couldn't take the mark, though. Archer, still a chance. Kept alive by Allen. Still Whitnall. Must get his foot to it. Can't break the tackle. Gets his foot to it, and kicks it behind.
How's that for defence?
I'll tell you what, it looked like he was going to take the mark first. Somehow Glenn Archer managed to get a hand in there, and he was about to claim it for the second grab. He spoiled it. And then it was just a comedy of errors after that. It kept spilling back towards Lance Whitnall, and in the end, tackled very well by Glenn Archer again.
First 4 scores of the last term, all to Carlton, all behinds.
Can you believe they've had more scoring shots than the Kangaroos? That is not an indication of the Kangaroos' play today. Perhaps it is the fact they've been so clean up forward. 15-6, play 7-15. 8 goals, 22 they kicked last year. Today it's 15-6. Well, the Blues desperate. They've got to get one and hope it turns into 2 or 3 in a hurry, just to put some scoreboard pressure on. Bradley to Rice, a floater. Whitnell and Arch. Arch has played another magnificent grand final. His third.
Well done, Mick.
Well played by Martin. Change about to come on Capuano. They belt the ball back to centre half forward. No mark taken there by Koutafidis. Simpson wrapping on hands and knees. Abraham can hurt them here. Bell's on his own. He straightens
has
up.
to use Bell.
He had his,
Still got Bell on his own.
Still with Abraham. Kicks it to Bell now. Watch this. Bell's taken the mark. Silvani flattens him. 50-metre penalty.
Oh, Carey's giving a little backhander to Craig Bradley just to even things up, I think. He was pointing for the 50 and accidentally caught Craig Bradley high.
Well, he was sitting there for an eternity, wasn't he, Bell? It's getting messy now from Carlton's point of view. So many times we've seen it in grand finals in recent years. Another one. 3 goals to Bell. Gee, haven't they got some goals out of their midfield today with Bell and Shannon Grant and Winston Abraham.
The unfortunate thing now is what was such a good contest for half a game might be remembered as another very one-sided grand final result, and that'll be a tragedy at the end of the day.
We were given a couple of moments though through both the first and second quarter where it was just 5 minutes of the most intense competitive footy that we've seen.
Peter Bell will be enjoying this a little better than being at Freo, one gets the impression. He's booted 3. 1 in the second, 1 in the third, and now that one. The Roos are running towards premiership number 4. Pickett, solid as a rock in defence. And sensational to watch. Simpson has been a wonder boy. They're running now. They can smell it, they can sniff it, they can sense it. Shannon Grant in line for the Norm Smith medal. And Matty Hogg playing in his last game. As always, the Terrier. Fraser Brown, Franchina on the bench. Lomai Camporelli. At the back it comes. Carey. A hurried left foot kick. Beaumont wobbles it back towards the middle. Whitnell takes the mark. Not a memorable day for Lance Whitnell, but all part of the learning process as he finds Adrian Hickmott. Tries to bring it inboard and does so towards Aaron Hamill. Still a long way out as the 22-year-old, who during the week thought Christmas had come early. Now he'll have to think again. Mickey Martin just tries to paddle it away and then applies a fantastic tackle. Look at that. There's another one from Pickett.
And that's what's really dropped off, and it's been the big difference between the two sides since half-time. The tackling of the Kangaroos has been sustained. The pressure has been sustained. The Blues have dropped right off in that area, and one of the great war horses of the competition is coming finally from the ground, and he has earned his premiership medal.
He certainly has. You're speaking of Anthony Stevens. A cloud as we see Camporelli shoot for goal for Carlton, and he pops it through.
Well, a much needed goal for Carlton, I mean, but it's come about 30 minutes too late. He's probably been their most consistent player over the course of the day, Scott Camporelli, and he's had 25 possessions, kicked 2 goals. That's certainly a very workmanlike performance. But unfortunately, he hasn't had enough help from his teammates, and any score that they put on the board now is really just window dressing.
Massey on the ground for the Blues, and Dean Rice has gone to the bench.
And Carey's gone to defence.
Chance for Camporelli, but kick forward again by Simpson. Simpson has got to be a contender for this best on ground grand final. Scholl over the top unselfishly. Motlop for his second.
What about Shannon Grant?
A magnificent touch. Tried to get the handball away, and then he just lunged and knocked it out again to Craig Scholl, who with the handball released Shannon Motlop, and he runs in to kick his second. What about the fly from McKernan? Did he get up and reached over the top? He was looking for it.
I don't think his match is the importance of it is reflected on the stat sheet. He's kicked 3 goals, but he's only had 8 possessions. He's taken 6 marks, but it's been that big presence. He's done it when the game was in the balance for the Kangaroos.
Created opportunities for a lot of those around him.
When you have a look at the other end, Whitnell and Hamill between them, 86 goals for the year, not one today, not one out of Hamill, and not one out of Whitnell as we're getting a new footy.
Someone obviously souvenired it, and it'll be worth a bit of money, I'm suggesting.
Pretty ironic that both Hamill and Mickey Martin were let off in controversial circumstances at the tribunal. The Kangaroos have clearly been the big winner out of that.
Steve-O, we saw a moment ago, as Jason said, and Jared, he certainly has earned his stripes today yet again. Been a wonderful performance by the Kangaroos. Blakey got a high one. He's playing his 299th. Well done there by Koutafidis. To Nelson, to the pocket. Whitnell's got it. He's got his hands on it a bit in the last quarter, but he's had some chances to kick goals. He's kicked 3 points so far today. He's kicked goals in 22 of the 25 matches he's played this year. So he's been so consistent, and yet today, when they probably are relying on 3 or 4, he's just deserted him his kicking. Let's see if he can get a late one here. From the pocket, just 20 years of age. Good kick. He's kicked a goal. He's kicked a late goal. So Whitnell gets his first. And the Blues are just playing for a bit of pride now, aren't they?
They certainly are. Look, I'm glad for Lance Whitnell's sake that he managed to kick the goal. He kicked 3 points prior to that, and he really needed just to take a good mark. It's a strong mark with the attentions of Glenn Archer. And look, at the end of the day, he's had 13 touches and 6 marks. He's certainly got himself involved where he could. He hasn't had the influence, unfortunately, that he would like to have had, but he just needs to finish strong.
"39 points is the margin, with some 13 minutes of the 99 season remaining. Bradley out of the middle from Koutafidis. He wanted McKay, but Scholl's got him covered. That'll open the door for Simpson. Off the side of the boot down to half forward McKernan. Quick to give it away to Winston Abraham.
Oh,
bang!
look at that.
With a bomb. How's that? Spinning away to the left. One behind. The question has been asked quite a bit in recent times. Which team is the team of the 90s? Perhaps the Kangaroos have answered that this afternoon. Big bomb from Winston. They've still got it in the area, and it should result in a goal. It does. There's another one. Peter Bell is having a big day. Bell has got his 4th goal. 3 of those in the second half. And there's North Chairman Ron Casey.
No tears this year, Sandy.
No tears this year. Just replaced by a broad, beaming smile.
Well, Peter Bell has gone from perhaps one of the worst players on the ground for the Kangaroos in the first quarter to one of their very best for the match.
46 points the margin, and the chairman of the Kangaroos, Ron Casey, pretty excited. Bounce of the ball in the middle. Allen gets it back.
That's a throw.
Dispossessed there was Ratton, and he's been penalised because the umpire very much on the scene. So the free kick to go to Adam Simpson, and he certainly is a tremendous midfielder for the Kangaroos. Harvey to Welsh, getting some possessions now. Scott Welsh kicks the ball in towards full forward. Ball spills to the back. Silvani prepared to rush her behind to the Kangaroos.
Well, the man who's played his 200th game today, John Longmire, finally is playing the grand final, and hopefully in the winning one, he's come off the ground and Capuano back on.
Capuano on the ground. We have 12 minutes left in this match.
I just wonder how history will view the move of Wayne Carey into the middle of the ground. It's got to go down as one of the great grand final coaching positional moves, because it was Wayne Carey that added the fresh legs and helped keep Kangaroos away.
Pickett brilliant. He took it off Lappin's bootstraps to Harvey. Harvey short
To Bell.
Clayton, and misses the lot.
And you'd like to think that Cameron Mooney could get on in the last 10 minutes. I think he's the only player out of all the ones that are participating to date that doesn't have a touch.
Yeah, and he started on the ground, and he was forward at the beginning. Had a chance early, and they Brought Welsh onto the ground in his place. Bradley to Massey, stretches a kid. Massey's left-hand handball okay to Christou, who's settled after a pretty shaky start, but they've been bombarded. That's a good kick to Hamill now. Whitnell's on here. Hamill over the top. Good-looking kick to Whitnell, got him. And Whitnell's going to kick his second. I said he had a dog of a day. In the end, he's making something of it, the kid. 11 kicks, 7 marks, and he's kicked a couple.
An important thing, I think, for a young player in a grand final. It's one thing to be beaten, but it's also another thing to drop your head and not be a part of the play. Now, he's fighting this right out, and he's certainly going to learn a lot from this performance today. And at the end of the day, look, if he's kicked 2 goals and he's had 16 possessions or so, I mean, he's done a pretty good job.
2 goals now.
The margin back to 41 points. Lance Whitnell, a couple in this last term, putting some respectability to his name, and the score out of the middle. Koutafidis plucks it from the air and kicks it high just over the 50, down towards Whitnell and throw again, but that's a fine use of the body and a great grab by Glenn Archer. As the shadows begin to lengthen on the MCG, the Kangaroos are just 11 minutes away from what will be no doubt a mighty celebration. The horse, John Longmire, finally getting his wish. He's going to play in a winning grand final side, to actually play, to be here with his teammates. Pickett has been one of them, and he's been excellent. Byron Pickett towards centre wing. Johnny Blakey, unheralded in game number 299. What a magnificent ambassador for the game he's been. McKay caught. Koutafidis lurks. Hamill tries to steal it, almost gets out, but Blakey's in the way. They're handling it like a hot potato at the moment. 7 or 8 of them had a crack at it. Finally, it's McKay who gets it out. Welch smashes towards the line, taken by Massey, pushed ever so close to Ratton. He's shoved in the back, but it's over the line. And we've got a throw-in on centre wing in a tired and untidy passage of play.
And speaking of John Longmire, he'd be one of the few people in the stadium that would know exactly how Jason McCartney feels right now, who's no doubt enduring a bittersweet afternoon.
Speaking of Jason McCartney, who was suspended during the week.
And Sam, you mentioned Johnny Blakey earlier. How well has he done? Discarded by Fitzroy in 1992, and now it's his 2nd premiership with the North Melbourne Kangaroos Football Club.
It's wonderful for him. It's just a shame he's got to wait so long before notching up his 300th.
Well, not a bad way to kick off a season, though, Sandy, opening with your 300th match. Big Mickey Martin just getting in on the action, thumping a few over the boundary line, greeted with a great roar from the Kangaroos fans on that wing every time he does it.
And that's when the hurt has got to start to kick in for Carlton. The realisation that maybe the Kangaroos are playing out time now. It's all over. Scholl hand pass. Oh, beautifully plucked in by David King. Someone said he'd lost his legs. He's regained them. He shoots towards full forward. Bell's waiting at the back.
Oh, Belly. He had that one marked down.
That was for number 5. And it could have also meant an inscription on a medal for him too. Who knows? Oh, he can't believe it.
Just took it a little bit too easy. He had everything sized up, and the execution just wasn't there.
How about the pain? I mean, you'd think you were only a couple of points in front, wouldn't you? Terrific stuff by the cameraman there to capture the moment for Peter Bell. Bradley's kick in, and if that's not a mark, it's certainly a free kick to Nelson. 9.5 minutes left in the 1999 Coca-Cola Grand Final here at the Melbourne Cricket Ground, and the scoreboard showing that the Kangaroos have this game well in hand.
Nearly got to pay
Hogg to do the little hand pass. Hickmott back to Hogg. He's in strife. He's in all sorts of strife. Harvey confronting him, locking him up, and the ball will be bounced right half forward for the Blues, about 80 metres around from their goal.
And he's been another solid contributor for the Kangaroos. Brent Harvey's done a very good job as a link man today.
Hickmott doing the ruck work, bashes it forward. Pickett gathers. Always looks composed. Byron Pickett kicks the ball towards half forward. Gathered by Carey. Gets the hand pass away, only to be gathered here by McKay. Just knocks up, shrugging tackles, as does his opposite number at the other end of the ground in Byron Pickett. And the kick has been marked by Allen. He's within scoring range for Carlton. Matthew Allen, he's tried very hard. 3rd in the Brownlow medal this year, and he's had a great season. 11 possessions, 17 hit-outs, and in the late moments of the game, he's kicked a goal. First goal in this match to Matthew Allen, the 11th on the scoreboard for Carlton, 11-15. They trail the Kangaroos 18-9, a margin of 36 points.
And the last two goals from the Blues, I think, have given us an example of how they would have liked to have approached this game. The previous goal was by Lance Whitnell, where it came in quickly and he used the space behind him, robbing Glenn Archer of the ability just to punch behind. And Matthew Allen then went forward.
Give the Blues a bit of credit here. They're sticking to their guns, aren't they? Could have got really ugly on the scoreboard. 18-9 to 11-15. The Kangaroos 6 goals in front and home. Cooter out of the centre. Comes out wide for Lappin. Pickett's really destroyed him in the second half after Lappin probably got on top just before half-time. King, Capuano, he set it up early. Blazes away. They're all pretty tired. Manton chasing. Back there, Sexton. Sexton towards the line. Keeps it in. Handball down the line to Cooter. Cooter, they're pretty happy to see it go over the line and out.
Young Mooney's on the ground, boys, and Capuano off the ground. Unfortunately, his knees...
Tipper, do you think Dennis will bring John Longmire on for one last hurrah?
Well, we hope so, because he deserves it.
Blakey front spot, gives it to Motlop, who's kicked a couple. Motlop centering kick, high ball. Carey trying to get into the frame, can't quite man into the front spot. Silvani was good to Hogg. Only a couple of posies for Hoggy, but he's been on the interchange for a lot. I think McKay's been one of the Blues' best. Off one step, quickly to centre half forward. Allen at the back, Whitnell off the ground. It's going to be wide and in the pocket, and it'll be a boundary throw. And as I said earlier, to Whitnell's defence, I said he had a dog of a day earlier. This young kid has really kept running it out, and in the end, he can hold his head pretty high.
He's the sort of forward that they can build a team around, Lance Whitnell. He's going to be around for a long time.
Johnny Longmire, Anthony Stevens, a couple still on the Kangaroos bench.
Jeez, Bellows just kept on working.
Archer, Massey, young Chris Massey.
Another good education for a young player.
Big future in front of him, just 21 games under his belt. Kicks in towards full forward. Pickett lurking at the front, claimed by Lappin. The ball is held and umpire Andrew Coates comes in to take charge. In front of a crowd today of 94,228. Wonderful crowd, a wonderful day. Kangaroo fans and supporters will be delighted as they see David King concede a behind. It matters not now with under 7 minutes left. Some celebrations have already begun.
And ironic that the Kangaroos have only had one more scoring shot than the Blues. And the reason they beat Essendon last week is because Essendon was so wasteful. Today it's been a little bit the other way.
Free kick. Goal, and it's going to come down the ground.
Mooney pushed Beaumont over off the ball, so the ball is taken
turnover, and it will mean that Glenn Manton can have a shot. 45-degree angle, some 45 metres out. He adds a behind, and Cameron Mooney gets let off, but maybe only for a moment. To the interchange bench he heads.
Still without a touch.
And it may be that John Longmire will see it out. No, it's going to be Capuano who'll come back on. This is Harvey in the back pocket.
He's played a fair game too. Brent Harvey's had 19 possessions.
Pretty important, Robbo, when they were looking out on their legs. Brent Harvey lifted, and he's such a quick player, and he was so tenacious in those loose ball circumstances.
Scholl not paid the mark.
He can't believe it either.
Jason, how have you viewed the heavyweight battle, Silvani and Carey?
Well, I think Silvani's done the job. I mean, at the end of the day, if you look at the influence that Carey's had up forward, you'd say, Sauce, you've done a great job for the Carlton Footy Club. Now, Carey, when he went to the midfield, did some very constructive things, and he really created a bit of play. It allowed McKernan to dominate up forward. But you can't take anything away from Sauce's performance. He's been one of the Blues' best.
The Ratton kick partly smothered. David King defends. Away to Harvey, who changes traffic direction and goes to Mighty McMartin and Pike on the outer side. Pike can chip over the top. They've got the numbers here, including Allison. Can set up the hand pass, and they're on their way. Peter Bell, those little pistons still pumping, goes wide to the outer side and finds a skipper. Suddenly the relief is flooding from the Roo fans. The disappointment of last year all but behind them. Allison, short into the pocket. Motlop, 55 metres out, but he can kick a long ball. Into full forward. Koutafidis, the spoiler from behind, slapped to the boundary line by Hogg, forcing a throw-in.
Fairly similar to the incident where Mickey Martin was penalised earlier in the match, but the umpire giving Matthew Hogg on that occasion the benefit of the doubt. Boundary throw-in. Manton tries to get the hand pass. Bradley, Beaumont running from the full-back line, goes out very wide. It'll fall at the feet here of Nelson. His hand pass is short, gathered by King. Very good kick. Just weighted nicely. Not high enough for Ratton to get to the contest, and the mark is taken by Welsh, well within scoring range.
He's had a great game, David King. Gave them plenty of run through the middle of the ground when they were being challenged early in the game, and has just continued to play disciplined, attacking footy.
It was a clever kick because he didn't have a lot of time then. He was about to blaze away, and out of the corner of his eye he saw a couple of kangaroo jumpers and he just chipped the ball over.
Welsh going for his second goal. Gets very good distance with the kick. Not quite the accuracy. And scores a behind. Scott Welsh, 1 goal, 1. Leading goal kickers for the Kangaroos. Shannon Grant kicked 4 early in the game. Very important. Peter Bellas kicked 4. McKernan 3. Motlop a couple after coming off the bench. And the Blues, no one better than 2 goals.
Bradley, good kick. Camporelli, one hand. Bell inside. Motlop really enjoying it now. Little chip pass to centre half forward. Welsh not quite. McKay kept his eye on it. Manton handball back was okay to Massey, who is the youngest player out there today. Koutafidis, little grubber around. Mickey got a bad bounce. The second crack. He couldn't possibly kick a goal, but wouldn't it be great? Kicks the ball back inside. Carey's got it.
Sauce can't believe it.
Silvani had him wrapped up, but the King found a way. Ron Casey, the chairman of the North Melbourne Football Club.
That's just brilliant.
And this great champion, who did in many ways turn the game in an unfamiliar role in the centre square today, has a chance to kick his second goal. Straight in front, takes his time, caresses it through, and he's got 2. The Kangaroos lead 124 to 83. The average winning margin, and I'll tell you in a minute, I might just hang on to that one.
I think he's making it look so easy there. You've got no idea how hard it is to trap it in the palm of one hand. He didn't hold it in one arm. He caught that in the palm of one hand while using his strength to hold Silvani off on the other side.
Average winning margin in grand finals of the 90s is 42 points. And at the moment, the Kangaroos are leading by 41.
Only you could come up with
I don't know whether that's a good one or a bad one, actually. That hurts. Well, maybe Whitnell and co can close it. Hickmott goes with a hand pass. He wanted Bradley, but he was well covered. Bradley, however, will go again. Tries to scoop it up, scooping it eventually to the line. 94,228 here today.
He's kept running, Craig Bradley. 35 years of age. He's had 25 possessions.
Yeah, he's been fantastic. Here's Ratton into a vacant forward zone. The only one there is King. Hickmott getting back on him late now. The boundary line will beat them both.
He might be getting a little bit tired, Jared, David King. We spoke about it earlier, and he wasn't all that keen to chase that one either, was he?
No, he's just working on petrol fumes at the moment. The juice ran out a long time ago.
There's McMartin slapping it away with the right fist, but only as far as Ratton. Caught in a tackle, he's slung. Nelson can't get clear. Eventually got the hand pass. It finishes back with Ratton from a standing start. Into half forward. Hamill in front. Takes a strong mark. Had Koutafidis coming over, his teammate. Hamill stood his ground, and he'll have a shot from directly in front.
It's going to ruin that average margin on you, Bruce.
To close that average.
I'm glad I'd love to see it a little closer.
Well, the Blues would have been hoping for a lot more of this during the game. He was a very important player in their setup up forward because he can take a good mark and kick goals. Unfortunately, he just hasn't had the opportunities that he would have liked today.
He does make the most of that one, however. Hamill gets his first goal, and his first goal in a final. It's Carlton's 12th.
Interesting early too, Sandy, that they initially, when he was matched up with Mick Martin, they tried to drag Mick right up the ground, and I really think Aaron Hamill is much more effective working inside that forward 50, where he can take a mark and kick the goal rather than as a running player coming outside of the 50.
Well, Carlton have kicked a fair score in a grand final, 12 goals, 17, but they haven't been able to contain the Kangaroos. On the other hand, 19 goals, 10. They're striving to improve their scoreboard. The Blues, Camporelli's kick, not marked there. Lappin couldn't get the crumbs. Still a chance for Hamill. He's well tackled by Archer. He is ferocious, Glenn Archer, in his attack on the football, and he locks it up about 45 metres from the Carlton goal. The fans were teased a little bit up until half-time. The Kangaroos led by 20 points, but by gee, they blew it away in the third term when they kicked 6 goals to 2, and they've gone on with it in this last term. Chance now for Camporelli.
Pickett.
It's a free kick to the Kangaroos to be taken by Pickett at half-back. 1.5 minutes left in the last grand final of the millennium. Byron Pickett with the football, and the Kangaroos leading by 35 points.
Motlop at half-back. He's going to remember this day for a long time, kicking a couple of goals. That one just too far for Scholl. Manton.
Oh, nowhere to go.
To Ratton, whose influence early was enormous. Short to Beaumont. Again short. Camporelli, one of Carlton's best players. Hamill's the target, doesn't get quite that far. Koutafidis was a good play in the front by the Kangaroos. There's a lot of discussion about just who's been the best team of the decade. It's either West Coast or the Kangaroos, but
this nearly gets them over the line, Bruce.
Gets them very close. They won 11 straight going into last year's grand final. They've won 31 out of their last 37 games, the Kangaroos, since that run. That is an amazing performance. They really have been the benchmark for a long time in the late 90s. There's no question about that. Christou on the up. Abraham, just a little throw maybe to Pickett. Pickett there. Kuta can't get away. Still no ball. They've also won 19 out of their last 21 in this season. They won just 1 out of their first 4 games this year, and the Saints had them beaten at the SCG in round 5. Remember that on half-time? And they picked themselves up from that point on. They've only lost to the Bulldogs and to the Bombers in 21 matches. It's a remarkable performance by this team. They finished the 20th century as the team to beat in the new millennium. As the time ticks down, and the Kangas have won a 4th premiership. Well done, Dennis Pagan. You deserve everything you've got today, and so does your club.
Look at Johnny Longmire.
Billy won't give it back. Peter Bell said, I want that footy.
Well, tears of a different kind today for John Longmire. Worthy winners, no question about that.
Goodbye 98. This is 99. Look at Mickey Martin.
Look at this one,
Carey.
Timbo, have you got Timbo?
How do you feel, mate? Fantastic effort.
Oh, bloody oath. No, it's been a long year, and just fantastic after last year, and it's unbelievable.
You worked so well, it's so hard to get back into this side.
Bloody oath, I had a hard week this week to get back on the track, and I'm just so excited just to get a game today.
And young Mooney, your first grand final, can you tell us a little bit about it?
Unbelievable, dude. You cannot believe it.
Richard Osborne's in there as well. Aussie, go your hardest. Dipper's in there. Champagne corks are flowing left, right and centre.
Also there, and spare a thought for him, Jason McCartney.
Yeah. Jason McCartney missed out with suspension. Terrific scenes here. Carey and Dennis Pagan.
It's been a fantastic season for you, and a magnificent day.
Yeah, look, the boys played terrific today. I'm just so pleased for players like John Longmire, Winston Abraham, all these guys who've had the chance to taste success. And it's really sweet, Dip.
And Mighty Mick Martin just played a terrific game.
Yeah, he's terrific, Mickey. He's a terrific player, and he always gives his best every week. Very consistent, terrific. Yes.
In you go. It's a great feeling down here.
For Dennis Pagan, a 2nd premiership. So Ron Barassi and Dennis Pagan have now won the 4. And for David Parkin in his 6th grand final as a coach, he knows what it's like to win. He also also knows what it's like to lose. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back with the Premiership medals, the Norm Smith medal for the best on the ground, and also the Premiership Cup. So don't go away. It was the year of the Kangaroo in the end. It was 19 goals 10 over the Blues, 12 goals 17. Welcome back to the MCG. Let's join Craig Willis, the master ceremonies for the presentations after the 1999 Grand Final.
Ladies and gentlemen, prior to the presentation to the Kangaroos Football Club, would you show your appreciation for the efforts of Carlton here today in the Grand Final? They finished 6th after the home and away season. They made it through to the Grand Final, and there is certainly nothing to say there is any disgrace to be runners-up to a team of the calibre of the Kangaroos. I'd like you now to please to welcome former Essendon champion and a former winner of the Norm Smith Medal, Simon Madden, to present the Norm Smith Medal to the player adjudged best of field in the 1999 Coca-Cola AFL Grand Final. And the Norm Smith medalist for 1999 is Shannon Grant.
God, where do I begin? This is just fantastic, isn't it? I mean, these boys over here, they were just fantastic all year. They did everything today. And, you know, to be playing with a bunch of guys like this is just fantastic. And I tell you what, we'll be celebrating long and hard into the night. Thank you.
Shannon Grant, the Norm Smith medalist for 1999. Would you now please welcome former South Melbourne champion, a Hall of Fame legend and triple Brownlow medalist Bob Skilton, who will join with Simon to present medallions to each player of the winning team as we present the premiers of 1999. Ladies and gentlemen, starting with number 4, Michael Martin. Number 6, Shannon Grant. Number 7, Adam Simpson. Number 10, Anthony Stevens. Number 11, Glenn Archer. Number 12, in his 299th game, John Blakey. Number 13, Martin Pike. Number 15, Winston Abraham. Number 16, Matthew Capuano. Number 19, Cameron Mooney. Number 23, Shane Clayton. Number 24, Craig Scholl. Number 26, and celebrating his 100th game, Peter Bell. Number 28, Byron Pickett. Number 29, Brent Harvey. Number 30, Scott Welsh. Number 31, Corey McKernan. Number 33, Brett Allison. Number 34, David King. Number 35, in game number 200, John Longmire. Number 44, Shannon Motlop. Ladies and gentlemen, the coach of the Kangaroos, Dennis Pagan. And with him, the captain, of course, Wayne Carey, number 18. Now, I'd like to call upon Bob Skildon to present the Kangaroos with the 1999 Coca-Cola AFL Premiership Cup to Wayne Carey and Dennis Pagan.
Just on behalf of all the boys, I'd like to thank all the Kangaroo supporters that come out today and supported us. I'd just like to say there was a lot of unlucky guys that didn't play in this side, one because of suspension, another guy, Robert Scott, who was very unlucky to miss out, and I'd just like to pass on that all the guys that played this year are a part of this, and it takes a whole club to win one of these, and just like to congratulate them. Thank you.
Congratulations,
Wayne Carey, the captain there of the Kangaroos. So in the end, it was the favourites who prevailed. The Kangaroos have won 19 out of their last 21 matches. What a season it's been. Thank you for being with us for the MCG.